What should I do, guys? What should I do? Yeah, I know. The mantra that every figure collector practices is buy first, think later, right? Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven, bringing you your weekly figure news fix, this time around 10th to 15th of March 2025. And for this week, this is a very good week for both genuine and third-party figures. In fact, there are quite a number of attractive stuff for third-party resins, and it has been a long time since, the last time I could remember feeling that excited for third-party resins. So without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan HLJ for the genuine licensed figure section first. And I have selected the scale figures I want to cover as usual, starting off with the most expensive 1x4 scale of the week. Well, for the licensed one, there were two figures. Another one in AusGK later that is over $900. This is one of them. Ultimate Premium Masterline Fate Stay Night Saber Ultimate version, September release. Well, this is quite a generous discount actually, from 202,000 yen down to 192. So about 10,000 yen off over here. So if this is your kind of thing, absolutely grab it. Coming from Prem1 Studio, like a very premium licensed resin figure or statue manufacturer. For me, even as a big fan of Fate series, this is too rich for my blood. I would really love to have one, seriously. I'd love to have one, but there's no way I could drop $1,000 on this thing, plus shipping and taxes, you know. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, right, how many people buy stuff like this? Well, there is at least one guy who told me that he is placing a pre-order in my Discord server. I would love to be like you someday. Yes. However, this isn't my favorite Saber figure this week. And I guess you can already know where I'm going with this, but we will get to that later on because that is an Ami exclusive. As usual with Prem1 Studio, there is a slightly cheaper version, 146. Yeah, 50,000 yen cheaper is a lot, 25% cheaper. But FOMO, man. I mean, you're spending almost 4 digits in US dollars for a figure, might as well get the full package at this point. Yeah. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale. Man, this figure over here by Golden Head Plus, they are making freeing look so bad. High School DxD Hero, which is Season 4, Ria's Grammary Race Queen version 1x3.5, which is bigger than freeing's 1x4 Bunny Girls, but cheaper. 32,000 yen. Freeing bunnies, the new ones, I mean, they are at least 36,000 yen nowadays. So this is a complete no-brainer for fans of High School DxD. Once again, I have too much stuff that I want. Otherwise, I would have pre-ordered this thing. Just like that Saber statue earlier. I love it. And some of you, there was one guy actually who told me, why don't they give these waifu characters the original design we saw in the anime? Which I kind of agree, like, but for Ria's Grammary, right, given the kinds of anime she originated from, I think JK uniform is a little bit, I need something better than that. I love JKs, don't get me wrong, but for Ria's Grammary, who has a rather mature look for character design, something else would be better than JK uniform, but also something else that is not a race queen. Yeah. However, I believe this is partially cast off above the top because this is from an edgy anime, and this is a no-brainer for big fans of Ria's Grammary. Get it? If there is one single factor that is in the advantage of freeing that I can think of, I think the pole dancing version, the bunny version 2, right, from freeing, that is quite nice as well, even though that may be a lower detail figure and smaller scale than this version by Golden Head Plus, but pole dancing, man. And bunny suit plus pole dancing is an amazing combination. So you really can't go wrong with either, but what I'm saying over here is that this is exceptional value you're looking at. However, with this Rias Grammary. Get this figure from Ami at the same price. You'll get the limited edition with that extra faceplate over there where she is having a tongue-in-cheek faceplate. Yep, a tongue sticking out. I think this is nice to have. So even though I'm affiliate partners with HLJ, I would still tell you to get it from Ami with this specific figure for this reason alone. Yeah. Moving on to the next figure, we enter 1/6 scale territory. The first one here, 1/6 scale Plague Dr. Kara illustration by Sue, deluxe edition with wall scroll, 22,500 yen. Standard version figure only is 20,200 yen, which is very reasonable. And this is coming from Hanabi, which is interesting. They normally do low cost scale figures, and she is coming out in December 2025. So Hanabi, they have like maybe 2 figures out by now. Both are low budget scale figures between the 7,000 to 10,000 yen price point. I was interested to get one of those figures. We'll see. So this is their first expensive scale figure. Is Hanabi like a branch of an existing scale figure brand from China? There is a possibility. I need to double check myfigurecollection.net. But it is a bit unusual to see a figure company start out with low budget stuff and then proceed to make the more expensive ones. Usually it is the opposite, where you start out with expensive stuff first and then later you create your own budget line of figures much later. So that is leading me to suspect in a way that this Hanabi brand could be a branch of an existing scale figure brand that is much more expensive. Yeah. However, given that this is a Plague Doctor, I would love to see that mask, be it wearing on her face or holding it in her empty left hand over there. That would be amazing. Yeah, holding a plague mask, the one with a bird beak, right? And looks kind of steampunk-ish. To me, this figure is already almost perfect, right? This character design, just missing that one single last piece of the puzzle. Otherwise, this is amazing. I love the artwork over here. Yep. Moving on to the next one, this is a resin statue, concept Masterline One Punch Man Genos by Praman Studio. I should have covered this earlier, but anyways, 90,000 yen before discount, 5,000 yen off over here, September release. September 2026, by the way, not this year. Yeah, these resin figures and statues, they really take a long time to manufacture for some reason, like way longer than PVC figures. I'm suspecting that it is not just about the manufacturing part, but given how expensive these things are, they need to make sure the quality control is in order. So I'm not too surprised. This is going to be very popular. Like Genos, for being a supporting character in One Punch Man, he is incredibly popular. Yes. And dude is like, he's not even bothered by the fact that One Punch Man himself, Saitama himself, is pretty weird in a way, pretty eccentric. Like, Sensei, I'll follow whatever you say. I'll listen to you because you're stronger than me. Yeah. This is nice. This is a nice figure to add to your collection. If you are a big fan of One Punch Man, I highly recommend it. Yeah, not my kind of thing personally. Moving on to the next one here. Oh, another figure where you will want to get from Ami because of the exclusive parts. So this is Vertex Original Elf Village 14th Villager Mama Tiana Ritual Bathing Suit version. By Vertex, 27,000 yen. This is the regular version. Deluxe version, which is Antenna Shop Limited Edition, is only available in Ami exclusive, where you get an extra faceplate. The standard version, she has a wing faceplate, which is my preferred version. So for me, I would be fine with a regular one. I don't need this limited one. But once again, get the complete package if you can. Although this is 3,000 yen more, 30,000 yen, it is still worth it. Like Vertex is pretty much an S-tier figure company at this point. Their QC is amazing, detail level is outstanding. Just like many other figure companies, there will be occasional quality control slips. Maybe there is one figure release or two figure release where they did mess up a little in the past. Also, is no exception to that as well, but in general, they are pretty amazing as a brand. So, as long as you love your elves, I would get it. Moving on to the next 1/6 scale Urza Scarlet. This time around, this is a re-release by Union Creative. Urza Scarlet Seduction Armor Special Edition 20,000 yen. You call it a special edition, and so it is supposed to be really special, but you are re-releasing it. It is a good thing for collectors though, right? I'm okay with re-releases. The collectors who really care about resale value and aftermarket value will be really pissed, but I am a big supporter of re-releases because it makes it more affordable for everyone, right? I just don't like the idea of scalpers profiting off very limited stuff, be it figures or concert tickets or anything else. So this being a 20,000 yen figure, she looks kind of okay. Detail level is pretty decent, I would say. Mostly because she is still wearing her armor partially, right? The gauntlets and everything. So this is not too bad of a pre-order actually, Fairy Tail's version of Saber, except she doesn't have yellow hair or gold hair. Right, moving on to the next one here, another amazing 1x6 scale this week. I told you guys, this week's figure pre-orders are pretty good, right? And the variety is great. There is a little bit of everything. Phantasy Star Online, we had FGO or Fate Stay Nights earlier, and then later on we have Nikke as well. And in third parties, we have Blue Archive, Azur Lane, Wuthering Waves, everything, right? So we'll get to that in a second. Firstly, what we're looking at over here coming from Kotobukiya, this was displayed or exhibited in the Kotobukiya collection event last month. 1x6 scale Sunshine Jin. Summer Vacation, 27,000 yen, September release, September 2025, so just 5-6 months away. I guess that Kotobukiya is a really big company, huh? They could get something this great looking out in 5 months. Any other company for the matter, including the bigger ones like Good Smile, would need a year to get a figure like this out. I have no idea how they are doing it other than their production line being massive. This is a big yes, if you ask for my opinion. Kotobukiya released a figure of Genie as well, like 2 or 3 years ago. I think that was the game outfit, right? Yeah, that was the game outfit. Pretty expensive for Koto figure. I think it was like 23k, 25k as well. 23k, I think. This one, man, her outfit looks amazing for a Race Queen figure. I'm not always a big fan of Race Queens because it gets repetitive and boring pretty fast. Like, I have a couple of Race Queen figures from FGO because I'm a big fan of Fate. But when you are a big fan of several games or anime and every single one of them you buy Race Queens, it starts feeling repetitive in a way. It feels like buying the same figure over with a different head on it. But some people like that. They want a specific theme for one single cabinet. One cabinet, 30 figures, all of them are bunnies, all of them are Race Queens. I can see that logic or that theme, that mindset working very well if you are really loyal to one single theme with your figures. For me, because I'm looking at things from the perspective of a creative person, at least as a hobby, where I do photography and stuff, and imagine I create the same setup, the same diorama, and photograph 30 different figures in it, then all of the photos would look the same. Not a fan of that idea, so that is just me, I guess. 27k for 1x6 is great value, and Kotobukiya means it is going to be good. The QC is going to be decent, so get it if you are a big fan of Phantasy Star Online. Okay, moving on to the next 1x6 again. A lot of 1/6ers this week. This is another good one, but kind of pricey, on the pricey side. 1x6 scale Maid Maison Hanikami Kanojo Hikage Chigami by DMM Factory, 30,000 yen, November release. Once again, thanks a lot DMM Factory for stopping the Ami exclusive BS. Yep. So nowadays, seems like their figures are available on multiple platforms. It is just a maid figure, right? Like one of the most common fan service themes in a way. Take your favorite waifu character, where maybe in episode 1 it started off in a school, wearing school uniform, and then later on you get swimsuit version, and then what else do we have? Yukata version, kimono version, and then maid version is one of those very common tropes in anime. But this is a really beautiful figure. What was the name of the artist again? I can't remember, but supposedly a very famous one. And I think the biggest selling point of this figure is the face. So they need to get the face right. If the face is exactly as what we're seeing over here, then yes, I can recommend you guys to go ahead and pick one up. Moving on to the next figure, now we enter 1/7 scale territory, and I want to get these two figures from Hololive out of the way first because they went on pre-order last Saturday, and that was after I finished filming last week's figure news. Coming from Design Coco, we have a 1/7 scale Okami Mio and also Shirakami Fubuki We Are Gamers version, 25,000 yen each, releasing in June 2026. Another long wait. How many months is that? It is mid of March almost. So 14-15 months or so. Is it worth waiting? Yes. Are these two like the first scale figures of Fubuki and Mio? I think yes, right? Up to this point, we only had pop-up parades, which I did review, and they were just okay actually, yeah. But if you want something better, because you are an elitist, to you, pop-up parades, price figures are kind of trash. Yeah, get these right. Because Design Coco is actually... their figures are nice. I've seen them in person. I think they do have a figure of that Gogura, right? It was pretty expensive, like 25k as well. I think they already have Gogura out, and the one I saw in a figure event, in a local anime event, that must be the Design Coco one, and it looked amazing. I almost bought one actually. Even though I'm not exactly a big fan of VTubers in general. To me, they're just talking GIF images. I know, some people are going to feel offended when they hear this, just a picture talking, but that is the way I see it, unfortunately. Anyways, I still nearly bought that Gogura figure. So these two figures, they are going to be good for sure, right? You don't have to worry too much about what the quality will be like. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Hadaka King by any gift. Okay, from Goddess of Victory, Nikke, Crown Hadaka King, 23,000 yen, April release next year, 2026. I wanted to pre-order it because my next year is still kind of empty, Can't afford to pre-order it, but I'm having second thoughts, right? It takes me a while to decide whether to pre-order something or not because it is a commitment. I don't like cancelling stuff. I feel bad for the business owner when I make them order something and then I don't pay for it, and then, yeah, they'll be in a financial bind of some kind. So I really liked the character design over here, but I guess you already know why I'm having second thoughts. Yeah, the 3 rods over there. Can't be helped. Like all those effect parts, how are you supposed to expect them to float in mid-air, right? It can't be helped, I suppose. But if you design them in a really clever manner, like maybe you glue them together, I don't know, and arrange them in a way where it is possible to connect those parts to the back of your head via a rod maybe, and then you angle it in a way where the whole effect part appears to be floating. Is it doable? I'm inclined to say yes, but as far as I'm aware of, the Japanese figure collectors, they don't like having any holes or pegs in their figures, which is why we get stuff like this. Yeah, for me, I would prefer a more creative method so that we don't get those support rods, but they need to be loyal to the official artwork, So maybe it is inevitable. I'm just going wild with my imagination sometimes. Is it my favorite Nikke character? No, far from it. Just that, 23,000 yen is not too expensive. And this is from Any Gift. In case you are unaware of, Any Gift is a branch of Any Game. Yep. Which means 1 year wait minimum. Okay, moving on to the next Nikke figure. We have Modernia First Affection by Max Factory, 18,000 yen only. February release 2026. This is hands down my least favorite Nikke figure ever. I'm sorry for those of you who like her and pre-ordered one. I am a detail freak, right? And this figure is the exact opposite of details. Just plain white shirt. Yeah, semi-translucent shirt. I'll wait for the other Modernia, the one by Good Smile, I think, with all the mecha science fiction stuff going on around the body, the outfit, the armor and so on. Yeah, I'll wait for that. this is a big nope for me personally, but at least she's cheap, 18,000 yen, and I don't know about Figmas. I've heard complaints about Figmas QC, but as far as skill figures are concerned, from Max Factory, they are S tier. They are great. So yeah, if you like her, get it, but not for me. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. We have a pair of figures from 2.5 dimensional seduction. This is Lilial Angel Paratroopers Lilisa. Yeah, Lilisa Amano. Like, I have covered so many figures of her already that I finally remember her real name. Lilisa Amano. Okay, by Fuvio Phoenix, 20,000 yen December release. And also the other half of the pair, yep, Mikari. I don't remember her name, this one. Okay, Miwiera. Okay, same price, December release as well. Please give us the other two characters. Yeah, the blue one, the short hair girl who has social anxiety, and the red hair girl, which is like a bootleg version of Marin Kitagawa. Like, both are Gyaru girls, right? And also they are super hype, super positive energy characters. They are very similar. Yeah, complete the set for real. Because these two figures, they actually look pretty good. The price is reasonable. I wouldn't say it is cheap. It isn't. Could be cheaper, you know. Like, this is not too far off a JK uniform when you think about the level of detailing and the level of complexity. It is like school uniform, skirt and so on, except it isn't. But the number of parts, how much detail they need to paint, it is about the same level. That's what I'm saying over here. So could have been cheaper. Who knows? It might been a bit after release, but I wouldn't been in a rush to pre-order these two. Just that season 2 is already confirmed. I'm not sure how many episodes, which is why you see a lot of expensive scale figures for what is supposedly a seasonal anime. Yeah. The first season was great. 24, 25 episodes, 24 I think. Season 2 maybe another 24. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Perhaps the most underwhelming skill figure this week, coming from PM Office A or Plum. Love Live Hasuno Sora Joga Queen School Idol Club Megumi Fujishima. July release, wow, 3 months away, but that is not unusual for PM Office A or Plum. They get their figures out really quick somehow, I'm not sure how. And once again, this is a discount, a pretty decent one, 23,000 yen down to 21,000 yen, so about 10% off. And even at 21,000 yen, I would say this is overpriced. The possible reason, the most probable reason why this is expensive is because license, of course. I think Bandai owns a license to the Love Live franchise, right? And they are really printing money with it because of how popular it is in Japan. But I don't hear anyone talking about the newest Love Live installments, you know? Like, people forgot they even exist. Yeah, even Idolmaster is more popular among those of us outside of Japan at the moment when it comes to idol stuff. This is just one missing part away from being a Christmas figure, and that is, yep, the Santa hat. That is a Santa dress. Moving on to the next figure, we now enter 1/8 scale territory, and this is, wow. I remember this figure very well from Koto Collection event last month, and I think he wasn't painted yet just a month ago. Now that I see this figure with this level of detail and intricacy, 32,000, 33,000 yen doesn't feel that surprising anymore, even though this is a 1/8. You need to remember this is a diode, and men are normally taller than women. So even though this is 1/8 on paper, the height is probably closer to 1/7 scale female figures. That being said, this is already hands down the best skill figure of Medicine Seller from Mononoke, far surpassing the previous one, also by Koto I think, where he's lying on this base, this round shaped thing, like, I'm not even sure what to call it. That figure was pretty popular, so popular that it got a re-release, but this is the new best figure of him, so get it if money is no object. Yeah, and these close-up pictures over here, it made me feel so impressed, and I'm beginning to see Kotobukiya in a new light just from this figure alone. Like, yes, the eyes over here with all the makeup, and this one single part in his hand. How long does it take to paint this part alone? I'm a coffee addict, so do not count on me on successfully painting something like this by hand. No, not doable for me. The moment I saw these pictures, right, a few days ago when I posted it on Facebook, yeah, no wonder this is 33,000 yen. Freeing your bunnies, 36k, but not even close to this. Yeah. I just love using freeing as a punching bag nowadays when it comes to criticizing price. I don't collect Dude figures, but this is one of the major highlights this week for sure. Kotobukiya really stole the show over here this week. Though for me, I'm a big Saber fan, so I made that the title of this week's video. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Now we go into low budget figure territory. Not sure if you can call an 18,000 yen figure low budget, but this is a Tenitol, which is supposed to be low budget. Okay, anyways, big noodle stopper, Marin Kitagawa, 18,000 yen. And it seems like the very same price figure, they just put it on the 3D software, and then they just increase the size by 400% or something. With 3D printing, you just rescale the same model, right? You just make it bigger or smaller in software. It takes like seconds to do that. And because they are just reusing the same sculpt over, that extra long finger over there in her right hand, they did not fix it. Like, she had a fingering marathon for the past 24 hours non-stop, I guess, and then we get hypertrophy of her fingers. Hypertrophy is a medical term for something that grew bigger than usual in size. Like, you know those bodybuilders? Their big biceps and so on. We call that muscular hypertrophy in medical terms. So that is hypertrophy of her index and middle finger right there from excessive fingering. As for the size of the figure, they do have a picture over here. Oh, there we go. Wow. She is in a sitting pose, so it is really difficult for me to estimate the scale of the figure, even when you give me the dimensions in height, because she's sitting. But looking at this comparison over here, and also the next picture over here, this is at least 1/5 scale, maybe even close to 1/4. But if this was the equivalent of 1/4, I don't think that Furyu would be that generous to price her at only 18,000 yen. This size, yeah, quite close to 1/4 actually. I'm thinking, it is hard to say really, because just because you're getting this picture over here, it does not mean you can estimate what is the size of the figure, because in my opinion, the hands of the person in this picture over here, that is a female, I think, a woman. Yep. And that means small hands, right? My hands are pretty big in comparison. So, no, this is not 1/4. Anywhere from 1/6 to 1/5, maybe closer to 1/5, yeah. Why am I spending 2 whole minutes guessing the size over here? We will know it when the time comes. Is it worth it? Well, if you like your figures big and you don't want to pay too much, it is still worth getting. Detail levels won't be good, obviously, because it is the same 3D model they used for price figures, and they just upscale it, which means the detail level is virtually non-existent when you inspect it close up. For me, it is not really about the price over here, but those fingers alone are really a big turn off because it looks really weird to me. Yeah, and for that reason alone, nope, I wouldn't be getting this figure of Marin Kitagawa. Moving on to the next low budget figure over here. Okay, coming from Mietos, their affordable line of scale figures Gift Plus 1/8 scale Honkai Impacted Pardofelis Midsummer Collector version, 6,600 yen only for 1/8. Man! And this is going to be a best seller for sure. Honkai 1/8, 6,600 yen. Just these 3 sentences alone. And you'll be thinking, yeah, I'll just pre-order it, right? Yep, pre-order it if you love her. Okay, so the last 3 figures over here on HLJ, they are not scale figures. They are more like, well, non-scale figures, I suppose, GB figures, but I'm giving them some spotlight over here because I find them to be incredibly adorable. These are more like, what do I even call these kind of figures actually? I don't even know what to call them, but for everything in this picture over here, even though they may be tiny, they are only 3,300 yen each. So if you like stuff like this, yeah, give them a look. Arc Knights, would you like Desert Mini Series Yen Special Arc Nien by Apex Toys? And then we have the next one here, Ling. This is really nice. I like this one a lot. And the third one here, this is beautiful as well, Dusk. Yeah. So almost 10,000 yen for 3 of them. Not too bad actually. Moving on to Army section for exclusives this week. This is where my rant begins, for better or worse, right? Because I love this figure so much. So we are looking at Alta's Saber Ultra Pendragon Alta Star of Twilight version at 1/7. Goes for over 37,000 yen. And releasing in March 2026. You know what? I love Saber so much that I feel like pre-ordering it, even though the price might drop a little after release. A little, like maybe drop to 30,000 yen, drop to 33,000 yen, not much. But I still feel like pre-ordering it, right? Because I love what I'm looking at so much. And initially, when this figure went on pre-order, I prematurely lashed out in my own Discord server saying that, why is it so overpriced at 37,000 yen, right? When it is only 1/7 scale. If it was 1/6 like Murasaki Shikibu, the Rider 1/Alta, then I could accept the 36k price tag. And then someone else pointed out that you're actually getting 1.5 figures. I was like, really? I thought it was just the long dress and then you can remove the long dress, revealing a shorter dress underneath. And then I took a closer look. No, it is not just her dress being different, her legs are also different. I need to pre-order 2 units and display them differently. One with the long dress and the armored legs because it looks hot, even though she is not showing any skin. And the other one is because I love Z-type Ryoiki. Like, I look at this figure, I am so indecisive on which way to display her. Because both look equally good. And yeah, 37,000 yen is beginning to make a lot of sense over here. What should I do, guys? What should I do? Yeah, I know. The mantra that every figure collector practices is buy first, think later, right? Oh god. So, Gen Diak Alta, the one that went on pre-order last year and releasing this month, I think, or next month, the one that is sitting on the floor, I did not like that Gen Alta figure at all because it looked pretty weird to wear full armor and sitting on the plain plastic base. If she was sitting on a pile of dead bodies or something in a wasteland, in a war zone, then it would look better, you know, but wearing full armor and sitting on the floor as if she has been defeated, it looks a little bit weird. But this one, she is wearing this pretty long dress over here, sitting on the floor. This looks like something I see in a fashion photo shoot. I'm looking at figures from the perspective of a photographer over here. And this appeals to me so much. As you guys know, I am a cheapskate who is always looking for the best deals, looking for bargain bins. But this Saber is like the best thing I've seen this year. Top 3 best, not the best thing. The best thing is still that Hobby Sakura Nikke Cinderella figure at 1/4 scale. But this is like a top 3 or top 5 best figure I've seen all year this year so far. And between that Blue Archive figure that Alta put on pre-order a few weeks ago, where you get like 2 different figures in one single box, I would take this over that Blue Archive figure if I had to choose. Yeah. So, this big FGO fan over here is in trouble, obviously. Should you get it? just smash that pre-order button already, even though this is an Army exclusive, unless you were banned from from the website for some reason, right? Then you wait until after release and see who sells it. I mean, you can get it from Taobao on Mandarake, but you have to wait until after release. The thing is that I don't see this figure becoming extremely rare, even though the original Saber dress figure was, yeah, it was so popular that it became sold out and expensive that Alter had to re-release it a few years later. I don't see that repeating with this figure because Alter already knows the demand is there. They are going to overproduce it for sure. Moving on to the next figure over here. This is from a new brand called A Dimension, and I have never heard of this brand. I don't know about the origins, but with that asking price of 11,000 yen, I am going to assume that it is a Chinese figure brand until proven otherwise. Okay, so we have Megumin again. Chomosuke swimsuit version. That is a nice swimsuit. That's a really creative swimsuit, not that lazy bikini, yeah, black bikini that I see from other figure brands. I like it. The Chomosuke, whatever she's wearing on her head over there. Swimming cap, yep. This is nice for 11,000 yen, right? 1/7 scale, 11,000 yen, and not to mention, it is Megumin. Get it. I only have one Megumin figure today, a pop-up parade, unfortunately. I floated the idea of getting the Fats Company one for a long time, never did it. This one I'll see, because it is so cheap. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. We have two ecchi figures in the adult section of Ami. The first one is Sue original character M-Type Angel. 1/6 scale by Rocket Boy, an excellent ecchi figure brand. 31,000 yen, releasing in September 2025. Yeah, the Asian toilet squat pose, which is so attractive for some reason. Can never have enough of it. And I love it. I love this character over here. So when you get Nikke and FGO figures at 30,000+ yen each, how am I supposed to spare budget for figures like this when I actually like them a lot? Not because I want to jack off based on these figures, like I just appreciate them as works of art. Yeah. Okay, and the last edgy figure over here, lolly. Kamame-chan cat cosplay version illustrated by Shuruban by Pure. Also a very reputable ecchi figure brand. This is like a chubby lolly of some kind. Cast-offable, very important feature. So if you like her, yep, get it. You can also get the same figure on OSGK, by the way. OSGK is taking pre-order for her, and the prices are extremely competitive. And this being a Chinese figure brand, Pure is a Chinese brand, by the way, I would implore you to check out OSGK's pricing first. I think it was like $125 or $130+, which is not too far off the 21,000 price tag, maybe even slightly cheaper. I need to double check again. But yeah, nowadays you can get genuine licensed figures from OSGK as well. Sometimes the price are a little bit high, but sometimes they are also competitive. In the end, you need to be a wise consumer and compare prices before pre-ordering. Yeah. Okay, moving on to our last stop for genuine figures. Man, this is a long video because I keep going on long rants with Saber and some other figures earlier, but yeah, I have a lot of things to talk about this week because this is a very good figure week. So, over at Ninin Game, we have 6 figures over here from Forts Japan and Beeful. Only one figure from Forts Japan. This one right here is Ginger Catgirl Helena 1/5 at 22,000 yen after discount, releasing in September. Okay, this is a safe for work figure. That is all you get over here. If you want a Hadaka version, you need to buy a second entire figure, which is something a lot of resin figure brands do as well. So this is fully Hadaka of the same character for around 22,000 yen as well. Yep, by Insight. The next one here, big melons, not my thing. Isekai, wow, Slave City item number 2. Literally an objectifying this woman over here. A purple skinned dark elf. Beautiful face, but that is all, unfortunately. Just a Hadaka body, nothing special. $140 is about 20,000 yen, I think. Moving on to the next one here, another one. Item number 3, Dragon Girl by Insight. Nice face and not much else. Wow. I like how specific they are with the price on her chest over there. 6900G, like 69, yeah. Who doesn't like 69, right? Should be 6969G. 20,000 yen, releasing in September. Moving up next, Futa. Can't show you guys the pictures much, unfortunately, but I'm just doing my job over here, letting you guys know what is new this week, and then, yeah, go and check them out if you are curious or interested. Jane 1x5 scale, 23,000 yen, releasing in August. And last one here, illustrator figure, original character, Futa again. Ama Kazumi One-san, 1x5 scale, 22,000 yen, releasing in October. Alright, and that is all for genuine licensed figures from Japan. On Japan's websites this week. Now let's move on to third-party resin figures and some licensed resin figures on OSGK, which is our affiliate partner for this channel for the third-party section. Well, if you're interested in any of these figures or you want to buy anything from OSGK or HLJ, please do make use of my affiliate links down in the descriptions below to enter these websites, and that is how you support this channel. Yep. Okay, starting off with Anya as usual. We have 3 of them this week, not too many. The first one is Pikachu Anya, Pika Anya, $110 almost, releasing in this September. It is nice. It is nice for sure, but nothing too special. Coming out from a Pokeball, these crossovers, they never end. Yeah. Next one here, Anya cosplay Uchiha Madara, $111, black hair or pink hair. The black hair one is a little better, but at the same time, it makes the entire figure look pretty dark. Yeah, the pink one made the figure look brighter somehow. Well, no release date yet, and the third Anya figure this week, Gojo Satoru cosplay. Okay, white hair and big eyes. I suppose you're getting funny faces again. $129. Oh, blindfolding, of course. This is pretty hard to choose, man. Like, if she is wearing a blindfold, then I get the reference that it is based on Gojo Satoru, but without the blindfold, it can be a little bit hard to guess like who she is cosplaying over here. Yeah. $129 is kind of pricey, yeah, but with all those effect parts and the base, not too surprising at the same time. Moving on to the next one here, we have like 3 One Piece figures over here. The first one is Don Quixote, Pirate's Second. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. 1x7 scale. 12 baby 5 what? $182. Oh, several different characters over here. 4 different characters, and they dumped all of it in one single sale thread. I don't know why OSGK does this. This reminds me of the Terminator. A green color minigun is pretty weird though. Let me have a look at the face. Yeah, she looks fine, but not the most detailed thing ever. I don't like the color of the minigun, but maybe that is based on the anime, which I did not watch. Moving on to the next one here, Perona by DK Studio and Uno Studio, $228, 1x7. Releasing this December. For some reason, a lot of stuff are releasing this December. Yeah. Not bad for $228. This is pretty nice. And next one here, from Stand Studio, Beast Pirates Thief Flying 6 LT. $167 at 1x6 as well. No release date yet. One can never have enough One Piece figures, right? Yeah, not my kind of thing. Moving on to the next one, we have 2 figures from Asuka, from Evangelion, I mean. And both are Soryu Asuka Langley. The first one here is a 1x4, a pretty affordable one from Dimensional Cells Studio. December release again, and you can get her in this gloss outfit or in this metallic color outfit. Of course, the anime accurate one is the gloss one, because it is the gloss effect that makes it look like she's wearing a leather bodysuit, right? But at the same time, I really like the metallic effect. It reminds me of those, what do you call that? Those very reflective silverish bodysuits, right? You know what? If I was buying an Asuka figure today, I would buy 2 of them. At least 2 of them, one in the red color suit and one in the white color one. But if I had to go for the red color one, I suppose that I'm leaning towards the anime accurate one. Yeah. Tough choice for sure. And each of these cost $270 only, December release. Not too far off a free-in 1x4, right? 36,000 yen is about like 270 or 300 US dollars as well. However, the next Asuka 1x4 skill is even better, and I prefer this a lot more. $341, a bit more pricey, but I think it is worth it for the base and the pose. And you get 2 head sculpts, right? Yes, normally I would be complaining about the realistic face sculpt on this one, but you do get an anime version. You can exchange it. This is by Origin Studio, releasing in December as well. This is the realistic version. And yeah, we do get an anime face, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it. She looks nice. Yep, I will display this one. And this figure is the kind of figure where, despite her very dynamic pose, she looks amazing regardless of which angle you're looking at her from. Even the realistic face version over here, she does not look bad at all. This is a very nice realistic face that I wouldn't mind having. You see, even from the front, she looks really nice. Moving on to the next one, more 1x4 skills. This is a licensed resin statue by Tri-Eagle Studio, so she might appear in HLJ next week. Original Evolution series first release Golden Age. No idea what is that. Must be some Chinese manhwa or game, no idea. December 2025 release at $534. And yeah, she is kind of Hadaka, but I feel like I'm looking at a concept art of some kind. Otherwise, I don't have much else to comment other than the level of detail on the crown she's wearing on her head. That's very nice for sure. I think that is the part that really caught my eye. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale. This is a licensed Cami white figure from Street Fighter, and thanks for letting us know that she's white, Capcom. TGZW Studio. Okay, so this is not a bad price at all for licensed 1x4, and this is also one of the best looking Cami figures I've seen in recent memory. You guys know about my opinions about Street Fighter 6, right? The latest installment, where I absolutely hated their character designs. Everyone looked older and uglier somehow. This resembles the older version a little bit more, or more like a mix. I'm not too sure. But regardless of which version this is based on, that is a very nice face. And once again, one of the better ones I've seen in recent memory. For a little bit over $400, this is worth it. I wanted to show you guys the real picture as well of her glorious backside. That is the reason why we play as Cami in the game. Yeah, that glorious backside when she does the cannon spike kick, uppercut kick. If there is a Street Fighter figure I want, 2 of them actually, that would be a very nice 1x4 scale of Cami and Juri. And this is pretty attractive to me. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale licensed resin statue again from Lingyun Studio. Fights, Breaks, Spheres. I've seen this name so many times. And I still did not bother to check out what it is. Queen Medusa 1x4 scale, $954, almost a grand. Releasing in June 2026, not too surprising. This is a little bit like a Holy Grail statue, isn't it? Like, how many people actually buy several $1,000 statues? With the exception of rich Americans, obviously. Yeah. Even if we had the money to buy, then space would be the next problem, obviously. And from this angle, this is stunning. This is beautiful. I love this angle. I love this shot over here, right? Just that I want to be buying stuff like this. Okay, moving on to the next 1x4 scale licensed again. Lightyear Studio W-Lop official licensed Yuming. No idea what is that. Okay, so this is a Hadaka character where her body is full of tattoos for $475. And you can get her with no tattoos at all, but why would you even do that? Because in the end, you're just getting like a holo figure from Spice and Wolf, just Hadaka and nothing. So get the tattoo version, obviously, because it is more detailed. Yeah. And I can't really scroll through most of the pictures because she's wearing nothing. This is supposed to be a beautiful piece of art. Damn it, YouTube. Okay, moving on to the next one here. I8 Toys. They do action figures. And most of the figures are like their own original characters, so technically they are licensed. 1/6 scale Quiet Dog Agnes and Witch Teresa. So 2 different figures over here. 159, 159. The black one is nicer, right? Yeah, I like the black one more. Well, a nun that is fully armed is pretty attractive. Like, this reminds me of what I saw in Fate Strange Fake episode 1, was it? Yeah, the ending cutscene over there, like all the nun harems looking super badass. I love it. Yeah, this reminds me of that a little bit, but a more modernized one, I suppose. Yeah, for those of you who collect action figures, maybe consider it. $159 is pretty reasonable. Moving on to the next one here, I have no idea what I'm looking at. This is like a chess piece to me. A very expensive chess piece at $90. Fern from Bath Studio, $90. The height of this figure, this is like a non-scale character, right? Height is 22 centimeters, including that stuff over there. I think the figure is like 18, 17 cm, which is pop-up parade size, and $90. I am having some questions over here. Yeah, can't justify it at all. Moving on to the next one here from Lamb ZC Studio and Light Team Studio with Kaguya Shinomiya. Pretty random, but I like it that these third-party resins are trying out something else other than Genshin and Honkai all the time, you know? Yeah, so I welcome it. Just that it is a bit pricey at $263 at 1/6 scale. December release again. To be fair to the brand, this is a very nice Kaguya figure. And that base over there, that is not something any of the genuine brands are going to do. I like the base a lot. Okay, so maybe $263 is on the expensive side, but I wouldn't call it overpriced yet. Moving on to the next one here, FGO. We have Melusin. This is Melusin actually. Lancelot Heroic Spirit Costume Edition. Yeah, the Heroic Spirit outfit versions, right? The thing is that this is pretty expensive, borderlining on overpriced for a 1/7 scale, not 1/6, 1/7, yet she cost $230. I think Tofo Figure Studio knows for the fact that Melusin is incredibly popular, that they are taking advantage of rich FGO whale people who spend money on the game, right? They are taking advantage of us already at this point. Just a plain white dress. Well, not plain, but mostly plain. A very nice figure for sure. The only problem I see with this figure is that given that this is the Heroic Spirit version, there is a likelihood that one of the genuine figure brands are going to do a licensed version at some point. And if you were to ask me who is the main candidate of doing this same exact figure, same exact pose, same exact outfit, I would say Aniplex, and I would quote 20,000 to 23,000 yen. Yeah. As long the genuine version stays below 25k, then this $230 price tag would be pretty overpriced in comparison. Yeah. So I'm feeling a bit conflicted over here. I'm not sure how to recommend. Like, should I tell you to go and pre-order it if you like what you're looking at? Or, you know, remain hopeful and wishful that one day Aniplex would do a scale of her. Yeah. Because Aniplex has done a number of Heroic Spirit version outfit figures already, right? Fat Company has the Hokusai, yeah, which I haven't bought yet, even though she has bargain bins already. Aniplex had the Heroic Spirits version of Abigail Williams and Hokusai as well. Yeah, the one that looked like a Halloween figure of some kind. So there is possibility they might do more, yeah. Moving on to the next figure, one single Genshin Impact figure this week. And finally, it is a new character. I haven't seen any scale figures of this character yet, be it genuine or third party. Just that I have no idea how to pronounce her name over there. Citlali or Clitali. I call her the Clit, right? Genshin Impact's Clit. From Fallen Dream Studio, December release again at $16311. Pretty pricey, but it is obvious why. The figure probably costs like $130 and the rest is the base. Of course, you can't undress her. Do bear in mind that if I did not specifically mention that it is customable, then assume that it isn't, right? Because nowadays, China, the government no longer allows that. Wait. Oh, are we getting extra parts? So, they actually gave us a barrel version and one where she's wearing the shoes. That's why she is expensive, I see. Detail level is insane for sure. Oh wow, this is a high resolution image. Is this CGI? This looks a bit CGI to me. Yeah, this looks kind of CGI. Fallen Dream Studio, well, I don't know much about them, but I guess you'll have to search for the user pictures. Those who bought the existing figures, I suppose. Moving on to the next one here by Baji Studio, we have a new Fuxian figure. This one is actually customable, but you need to buy it separately. So we have S version, S Plus version, S and B version with and without DLC. You already know what DLC means. So yeah, I guess we can celebrate that there is another edgy figure out from third parties. 1/6 scale, no release date yet, but let me guess, December again. With Honkai Star Rail Fuxian, obviously you should get the Apex Toys one as your very first purchase if you haven't gotten a figure of her. But if you proceed to buy your second one or more, yes, look for the 18 plus versions by third party. Look for them. This is okay. I've seen better figures of her. Like, the face is a little bit better in a way. Yeah. Moving on to the next Honkai Star Rail figure over here. This plain Firefly figure going for $167 by Spiketown Studio, releasing in March 2026. Not sure if I can recommend it. Like, maybe put in some effort to hunt for the existing ones where pre-orders may have closed, some may have released, but who knows? There might be one or two that you actually like that is in stock somewhere. So yeah, try to look for those. This is not worth it, not even at $167, right? I could have replaced her head with any other anime or game character. Yeah, like, it doesn't tell me that this is Firefly at all. So I want a figure of Firefly in her trademark game outfit. Moving up next, one single Nikke figure from third parties by Pineapple Studio with Alice Barney version, $167 at 1/6 scale. Now this is what I call reasonable, right? Unlike that Firefly figure earlier. This is releasing in December again. You are going to rely on your annual bonus by your boss. And that is assuming you work at a company who gives you annual bonuses, right? Not every company does that, unfortunately. Now, this is what I call very reasonable pricing. I mean, just compare it to that to that Firefly figure from a couple of minutes ago. This is much better buy, right? Yeah, a much better buy. And her face isn't bad at all. This is a nice face. Just that this figure feels very familiar to me. I feel like this figure has been on pre-order before. Like, are they taking additional pre-orders? Are there additional new slots? Or is it like a second release, a re-release, right? I feel like I've covered this before, but several months ago. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have 3 figures from Wuthering Waves. Great week for Wuthering Waves collectors. Jinsi by Minions Studio. So primary color version is $245 at 1/6. Different color version, not bad at all. $245 set. Like, why would you get both? Like, pick one and stick with it. Unless you're a hardcore fan. And weapon, what? Oh. So I have to buy the weapons separately. Really interesting. The weapon is $37. Why not include it? And charge, like, at $37, that would be like $280, $290. Why not include it in the package, right? And ask for $290. It is a weird thing. But I suppose that, some people, they have really tight budget that $10, $15 is big deal to them. So sometimes we shouldn't judge, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, this is no release date again. Oh. Thumbs up from me when it comes to face. Is this the best Jinsei third-party figure? No. Top 3, yes. There was this Jinsei figure where she is sitting in like a fetal position, hugging her knees, I think. Was it? Like close to a fetal position with a dragon sculpting around her. That was the best one. I don't remember anymore which company, but that was around $250 to $300 as well at 1.6. Was it 1.6? But anyways, what I'm telling you is that there's a better version of Jinsei when it comes to third-party resins. But this is a solid top 3 best. As long as they deliver as promised by these pictures, obviously. I would go for this original color. Yeah. Tough choice, but I would pick the original color for sure. Apex Toys, when are you guys making a Jinsei PVC figure? Because I would actually buy it. Once again, I don't play the game, but I would actually buy it because I like the character design. Moving on to the next Wuthering Waves figure. For just $110, you can have Changli in bikini by Miyin Studio, which is a pretty solid brand, like not the best out there, but so far the figures they make, the face and everything, they are pretty okay. So this is a pretty affordable way to get a nice Changli figure as long you are okay with displaying something like this at home, obviously. Releasing in December again. If you are someone who pre-order stuff very regularly, how many figures do you have now in December? I would love to hear it. Moving on to the third one over here. So I said 3 Wuthering Waves figures. It is actually 2 of them, not 3. My bad. I just assumed this is from Wuthering Waves, you see. This is from Snowbreak Containment Zone, which is another Chinese game, right? The thing is that I'm very certain, like 100% certain that I covered this figure last year. Was it as a prototype? I can't remember, like prototype stage, and then there was no news after that. Or is this a second re-release? But regardless, I'm sure I've covered this before. Now you can have this figure in 1x7 scale or 1x4 scale. The 1x7 is going for $191 and 1x4 $344. Can't show the pose for very obvious reasons. And can we stop this thing? I hope we can. I really hope. Okay, there are no descriptions at the bottom when it comes to how many parts you're getting in the box. So for occasions like this, if you're interested in the figure but you want to know whether you can cast her off or not, of course, you message them. You message OSGK and ask whether you're getting those parts or not. Just ask them, right? One more thing is that there are like 3 OSGK admins or 3 OSGK staff in my Discord server. So anytime you need help, yes, just ping them. That is one of the advantages of joining my Discord server. Link in the descriptions below. Yeah, you can talk to those guys directly. And the last figure for third parties this week, Ship Girl Studio Taiho from Azur Lane. Yeah, because we can never have enough Taiho figures. This is very reasonable red bikini figure that is incredibly attractive. Not exactly bikini, but yeah. Her outfit looks like one. That's what I'm saying over here. All of this at 1x6 scale for $185. This is a beautiful figure of Taiho that I can highly recommend. December release again. Wow. Okay. So as you can see, this week is a really good week for both genuine and third-party figures. For me, despite the huge amount of very attractive options this week, I still couldn't get over Alta's Saber Alta. Like, obviously, it is a bad idea to pre-order early because I know Alta will overproduce it, yet I want to hit the pre-order button. So, which figure will you pre-order this week? Let me know down in the comments below. And until then, if you found this video helpful or informative, I know today's episode is a long one, but man, there are so many thoughts going on in my mind, you know, because I really like what I'm seeing this week, that's why. So I have a lot of comments, a lot of yapping. Until then, yep, thanks a lot for watching. Please do check out my Discord server, my affiliate links below, and also my Patreon. Everything is in the descriptions, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.